This morning, we're learning more about the Independence Day boat trip Nolan Wells and his friends took to Mississippi's Horn Island. In audio of a call around that time to a private towing company obtained from the same records request, the caller explains a mechanical issue with the boat.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
The towing company dispatched reaching out to a local captain for help.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island, and he's saying the boat is sinking. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Now, if we go back to this picture, we do see there is another boat that's right in between them. Now, look closely at these two images. See the gentleman with the white hat and glasses? Is it possible that that's the same gentleman that's all the way to the left over here with the hat and glasses? Is one of the videos of why people believe that this is Nolan, and now this boat could possibly belong to Katie. New video of Nolan Wells has surfaced. Some people are saying this is him in the video, and it also shows him on a boat with other people. Wait till you hear what some people are saying, who these other people are. Now, you know me, I did my fact checks, so let's find out about this. Fugitive TV, stay tuned. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. And what we do here is we take a look at cases, anything true crime involving missing people, fugitives on the run that have done something horrific to another family member. And we take a deep dive into these cases. And not only that, I also give you a different point of view, because I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself. I actually ran for 15 years, lived in different countries under different names, then eventually turned myself in. Now I have this YouTube channel, a motivational speaker, and hey, I put what I use, or I put everything that I learned in my experience into good use. So, you know, I've been on Nolan Wells, this case since it pretty much maybe the last week or so, week and a half, a week. And thank you everybody who's been following me since this case. And thank you everybody who's been following me even from day one. We have passed over 30,000 subscribers. My goal was to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. The summer's not even over with yet, and I'm approaching 31,000. Thank you so much. I am one of the fastest growing channels in YouTube, actually. So this is great. But Nolan Wells. I have done a few videos on Nolan Wells, and I'm pretty sure you know who Nolan Wells is because you clicked on the video. He's an 18-year-old boy who went missing off right outside of Mississippi on Horn Island, which is 10 miles from the Gulf, I should say the coast of Mississippi, 10 miles from Biloxi. And he went missing for 2 days, and then his body ended up being found on the island right off an area called Dog Keys Pass. And since I've been doing these videos, I've had to debunk so much false information that's going out there from social media, from TikTok, Instagram, even YouTubers. Guys, this is one of the worst cases I've seen of doing true crime, of just false things going out there. It has been ridiculous, and because of that, it takes so much time to actually try and dig and try and see what's true, because all the lies are buried on top of all the truth, pretty much.
In audio of a call around that time to a private towing company obtained from the same records request, the caller explains a mechanical issue with the boat.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
The towing company dispatched reaching out to a local captain for help.
It sounds like a bunch of kids on board on Horn Island, and he's saying the boat is sinking. He wants you guys to go out there and unpump the boat and then tow it in.
Records then show the boat being towed slowly from about 4:31 until 5:25 before getting back to normal speed. The boat then returned to its original location at 5:44 without Nolan Wells.
So I came across this video. It's a new video. Actually, I came across a picture first. Somebody showed a picture, and it was a picture of Nolan Wells bending over, which looked like on a boat, but you couldn't tell if it was on a boat, if he was on a dock, but he's standing by a boat. And this picture was actually put in ChatGPT and then generated to clear the picture up. So I was like, is this a ChatGPT picture? Does somebody make this as false, or is this real? So eventually I searched for about a couple hours and I found where this picture came from. It's an actual video. The whole thing is a video. Now I'm going to show you the video, and I'm going to show you the raw video. I'm not going to show you any AI generated pictures that some people are showing. I'm not going to show that, because you have to show what they're going to use in court. Court wants unedited, undoctored photos or videos. Matter of fact, once the photo's been doctored or edited, it can be thrown out of court because that's not a raw photo. You don't know what somebody could have put in a photo to enhance something, to make it seem like what it's not. You don't know. So it took me, guys, about maybe an hour or 2 hours to try to even find the raw video of this, but eventually I found it. So before I show you this video, let's clear up a couple things real quick. For one, the pool party picture. We do know the pool party picture is not from July 4th. All right. So anybody spreading a pool party picture saying this picture is from July 4th, I've already debunked that in about 3 videos ago. I showed you guys exactly where this picture came from and exactly the timestamp of when this picture took place. The picture took place a week before July 4th, which was June 27th. So all those rumors about him getting beat up at the pool party, even if he did get beat up at a pool party, all right, it wasn't July 4th. It was June 7th, if that happened, all right? Because we do know on July 4th is when he went missing at Horn Island and apparently never made it back to land. And not only that, this picture was taken after 11 p.m. 11 p.m. is when friends called his mom to say, hey, Nolan's been missing. So it didn't add up from the start when I saw this picture. Rumor number 2 is that, and I don't even know how this got out there, somebody in transportation viewed Nolan Wells' body when it was on its way to Washington, D.C. That, my guys, that is false. False, false, false. And if it was true, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's false, for example. For people who don't know this, all right, and I called a funeral director myself when I saw this video because I wanted to know how the procedure works, all right? And I showed you this in the last video, but let me tell you once again, there's only a couple people who are allowed to even package the body for transportation: a licensed funeral director or the licensed medical examiner. He was leaving a medical examiner's office to go to another autopsy. So the medical examiner packaged him up. They put them in a leak-proof bag. They seal that bag. Then they put them in some sort of refrigeration so it keeps the body preserved. Then the body goes into another container. This container is sealed by black straps. Then they bring the package, or they bring the body to the airline, to the airport, which goes onto the aircraft, all right? So this means that if somebody did open the box and the package, it would have to be somebody at the airport. And I don't know if you guys ever worked at an airport. They know who is on the ground loading things up. They know who was on what plane. They know all this stuff, right? So it would have been easy to find out who opened the so-called package and saw Nolan's body. It has to be somebody at the airport because it doesn't go on UPS, FedEx, nothing like that. No. And then the people that are getting the body, they are the only ones who are authorized to open it up. It would have to be family members or somebody that has authorization, like a licensed funeral director or a licensed medical examiner. So that one I did not believe. So we're going to clear that up too. Now, in my last video, the last couple videos, I showed you guys the GPS coordinates match the boat pretty much of what the friends, Wyatt and a group of friends, were saying, that they left the island. Okay, they left the island. Now the GPS shows the boat is in the water sailing off about 4:31 p.m. All right. Then there are people and witnesses and pictures of Nolan on the beach at 4:30. All right. Somebody even said they talked to him around 4:30. And so we know the boat is in the water leaving at 4:31 p.m. So we know that. And then Nolan's mom is the one who reported saying that Nolan was last seen at 4:30 because I guess she got somebody sent her a picture. And not only that, we have the audio from dispatch, and the audio from law enforcement is saying, hey, Nolan's mom got pictures and information that he was last seen at 4:30. Somebody even apparently spoke to him. Some people were saying that, hey, the 4:30 and the 4:31, 1 minute's a lot of time to do something with his body, get in the boat and leave. I don't know if you guys have ever been on a boat before, or if you've driven a boat, been the captain of a boat. Now, I'm not much of a boater, but I live here in Florida. I've been here for a long time now. So I'm surrounded with boats. I've been in a lot of boats. Rented them, all kind of things. 1 minute, if it was a car, different story. You can say, yeah, okay, you did something to him, jumped in the car and took off. A boat, totally different. First of all, the boat has to be anchored or the boat's going to float off. So the boat is anchored. The boat is also not accessible. Like you can't just walk off onto the beach, off the sand right into the boat. Usually you have to walk onto the dock, get on the boat, untie it from the dock or whatever, maybe even unanchor it too, then take off. But in this situation, far as I know, there's no docks that these boats can anchor onto or tie up to off of Horn Island. So these boats have to get left in the water, all right? Then they're anchored down or some sort of way tied down so they don't, leave where they're at. So meaning when you leave the island, you have to literally jump in the water, go in the water. And if you look on the videos I'm showing you, the water goes up to your chest. So even if you try and run, and if you guys tried to run in the pool before, you're not running full speed, not even close. So you literally have to go walk through the water, then get into the boat, unanchor it and take off. That process, depending on how far the boat is from the island, that process right there could be anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes, sometimes even longer, just depending on how far they have to get to the boat or whatever. So by the GPS saying the boat is in the water, taking off 4:31, I'm just using common sense of when people get on boats and how they have to untie them or have to unanchor them and things like that, and then get in the water and get back on the boat, which means they probably left the island physically before 4:30. So I would say maybe 4:20, 4:25, if they were being fast, is probably when they left the island and they got through the water and got back on the boat. So far that we know of, because the GPS coordinates, and not only that, the dispatch call that they made to saying, hey, we have a problem with the bleach. I think it's the bilge pump, okay? The bilge pump pumps water out of the boat. Bilge pumps are known to break down. Now it's an easy fix, but they're known to break down. So that is common. So the bilge pump broke down. Since that broke down, water fills up in the boat. And of course the boat can go under. So they called dispatch. So they really did call dispatch to let them know, hey, we need help with the boat. Now I've never had to call people help for a boat. Luckily, I've never had no issues, but I would imagine it's probably something just like car insurance because you have boat insurance. So when you call your car, when your car gets in trouble and you have to get your car towed, we know what happens. You got to wait an hour, 2 hours. Sometimes they show up quick, but it all depends. They're asking you, hey, are you in a safe spot? Are you on the side of the highway? Those type of questions. And those are the type of questions it sounds like is what the operator was asking them. Now, we do know Nolan had two sets of friends. He had the friends that were on the boat, which some people, you can call them the white friends, all right, because they are white. Then he had the black friends, okay? And we've seen some of them do some interviews, the black friends, okay? So we had these two separate friends, all right? So I guess he was friends with this group and friends with that group. Some people are blaming, a lot of people out there are blaming the white friends. I'll never go on a boat with a bunch of white people, things like that. Hey, you could do what you want. I'm not going to pressure you to do whatever. That is your choice, all right? But Some people are, blaming the white friend, saying they had to do something. And the reason why a lot of people are blaming him is because of the whole phone situation. Because Nolan's phone was with them, okay? And come to find out, I guess Nolan's mom had to track the phone down. So I'm not going to say that's not questionable, because it is questionable. But we also don't know. These are a bunch of 18, 19-year-olds. We don't know exactly what they're doing, what they're thinking, or anything. But we do know that they contacted Nolan's mom first. And I still would like to know what made them contact Nolan's mom to say, hey, have you seen Nolan? Hey, maybe we have his phone. I don't know. That confirmation or that call has never been cleared over exactly what was said. So we don't know. We just know they had to go get the phone. So because of that, people got suspicious. Hey, they might be hiding something. Some people even said Nolan was taken on a boat unalive, and they took the boat back, dropped him off. Guys, there's a new video that came out. This video, we don't know the time. We don't even know the day. But this video might show, it might prove some things, it might not prove some things. Now, in this video, it apparently shows Nolan on the boat bending over. He's with people. And not only that, it actually shows who is in the boat with him. Okay? It shows who's in the boat. So let's take a look at the video real quick. All right, so let's closely look at this video, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in a little more, because what some people were doing, some people were taking the actual footage. So this is the raw footage. Some people were taking it, and what they were doing was they were enhancing it with AI. And like I said, once you start enhancing it, doctoring photos and videos, they don't even accept it in court no more. So we're not going to go that route. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on this raw video footage. Okay. Now, remember I told you how the boats are anchored down. Now, if you look, you see this rope coming down from the boat, guys. You see that? The boat is tied down so it doesn't float off. It doesn't run off and bump into that boat. This boat's probably anchored down too. The same thing with this one, okay? So this is what people do when you go boating. I also told you the water looks pretty high. If you look at the water. It's up to this person's neck, that person's neck. Now they could be sitting down, but you can see the water is pretty consistent with everybody, okay? It's up to their chest or their neck. Now, if you keep going, you're going to see right here, which looks like people are saying could possibly be Nolan, because the pants, the shorts match the other shorts that he is wearing in the picture, where he's holding the high noon. Now, one thing I found interesting on this video right here, here's another rope. See this rope? You see this rope right here? See that? I know the play button goes in the way, but there's a rope right there and you can see it coming down. So it means that boat's tied down too. So as like I said, these boats are tied down. All right. Now look by the rope. You see that yellow bag? You guys know what that is? To me, that looks like a dry bag. I brought up a dry bag before. You know what people put in dry bags? First of all, you know what a dry bag is? A dry bag, boaters use this to keep things dry that should not be getting wet. So for example, IDs, credit cards, maybe driver's license, cell phones. Okay, cell phones. People use this to put things in. This bag is on the side of the boat. Now, we don't know if it's whose bag this is, but it's on the side of the boat. Not in the boat, on the side of the boat. So somebody put items in that dry bag and put it there for either it's easily accessible. We don't know if this bag, if this is Nolan, we don't know if Nolan was using this bag We don't know if his cell phone was in that bag. We don't know nothing if this is Nolan. Now, the one thing you do see, if you notice, look around. Let's look back again. You notice you don't see nobody on their cell phone in the water. Because I brought this up before. This is salt water. You don't want to get your electronic devices messed up in the salt water. So that's why this dry bag is here. We just don't know exactly what's inside of it. We don't know. This person right here, we don't know if that's a beer or what they're holding. And I'm not going to try and enhance it with any AI because I don't want to mess up the image. Now, if this is Nolan, if it's Nolan, then whose boat is he on? Who is this individual? Who's this? Who is this individual? Now, by the shape of him, and no disrespect to him, he looks like an older individual. He looks like he could be in his 40s or 50s. He looks like it. Bald head. You can see the beer belly, right? He just looks like it, but we don't know. Then you keep going. To the front of the boat, you have these two individuals. And they're all the way at the front. Now, I don't know if these are children. They look kind of small, but it's hard to tell. Like if you look compared to everybody else, look at them compared to him. Look how short the legs are. Just look how short his legs are. That's his calf. That's his thigh. Foot's probably down here. The legs look like they're no longer than this man's torso. So it could be somebody, it could be their children. We don't know. But if that is Nolan, whose boat is this? Who's that man? And was this on 4th of July? And if it is on 4th of July, which it looks like it could be because you see the American flag, that doesn't mean nothing, but it could be. If this Nolan, was this after the first boat took off? You have all these people around. See, look, you have this guy next to this woman. They even have an American flag too, so it probably is 4th of July. And then the reason why this arrow was here is because there's a blue tarp. You see this blue tarp there? And then a blue tarp up there. Now, I mean, it's common for these boats to have that. It is common. Okay. Once again, you see all the boats. See the boats are tied down? Tied down, guys. Tied down. So you're not going to release those in 1 minute and then take off. Here's other people. Oh, Nolan's not the only black guy. Yeah, there is one right here. So he's not the only black guy. And not only that, remember his black friends are saying, hey, they were there too. Now, you guys remember this picture, right? So Nolan is holding a high noon. These are the shorts. He's got, I think that's a Michelob Light. So these are the shorts right here. And those shorts do match the description of what that individual is wearing that's bending over. So since Nolan has a high noon, we see that he's drinking. So when they do the toxicology, it should show some sort of alcohol in his blood because he's drinking right there. Now here's a blue tarp. Now we don't know if it's the same boat, but there's a blue tarp right here. And if you go back to the other part of the video, see, shorts match, right? Shorts look like they could be the same. They look like it anyway. Then if you keep going, now you can say, yeah, this boat has a blue tarp. It's way up here. But I highly doubt this picture is taken up here because if you look at the other picture, you see another boat to the side of him aligned almost with his hips. So we know that picture is not taken up there. So was that picture taken on this boat? Could be a possibility, but we don't know. But it could be that that picture was taken on this boat right here. And we do see another boat lined up in the background. But like I said, a lot of the boats have these blue tarps on top of them. Now, if we go back to this picture, we do see there is another boat that's right in between them. It's blurry, and you really can't make out what it says, but I'm guessing that's a P-A-L-M, Palm, B-E-A maybe, so maybe Palm Beach. I don't know. I'm just taking a wild guess. But you can see there's writing on this boat. The boat is white, all right, right in between them. So if we go back to the video, what color is the boat next to them? So here's the video again, the actual video. And it looks like this boat is Sea something. The one that Sea Hunt. So that boat's Sea Hunt. For you guys don't know, people name their boats. If this is the picture, the only thing about it is this boat next to him is definitely not the same boat. That boat's brown. This boat is definitely not the same boat. So if that is a picture from this boat, that means this boat was in a different location when that picture was taken, or one of these two boats weren't there, or there was another boat next to it. That's the thing. We just don't know. Now, there is another boat all the way in the background that's white and blue, and it could have a blue tarp coming to it. We don't know. Now, some people have cleared up this image, and when they clear it up, the word right here, daddy, for this boat pops up. You will see some pictures where they clear it up and it shows little daddy, but that is AI images. AI cleared it up. So we don't know if AI put the little in there or not. So it could be little daddy, it could be big daddy, but I do know that it says daddy. That I can tell you that's what it says. Now the mission is, whose boat was he on? What time was this video taken? Who's this guy? Who's that lady? Well, let's discuss that. If this is Nolan on a boat, if it is, the shorts match is a black guy. Now, I just showed you there is another black guy on the island, but if this is Nolan, then whose boat is that? What does it say on the back? Who was Nolan with? And in that dry bag, is it possible maybe his phone was in that dry bag? Didn't he have any belongings in that dry bag whatsoever? Whose dry bag was that? Okay. Now, some people are speculating that, and it's out there, that this is Katie's boat. That this is Katie's boat. And the reason why some people are speculating that this is Katie's boat, here, I will show you this. Now, this video right here is one of the videos of why people believe that this is Nolan. And now this boat could possibly belong to Katie, because as you see, there's a guy that looks like he's wearing the same shorts Nolan had on. He's walking with a blonde girl. And apparently this is taken from the 4th of July. And as you see right here, another rope. So guys, all these boats were tied down. Now people are running with the narrative. If that video is Nolan, and if that is Katie, people are saying that that boat that Nolan was on is Katie's boat. They're saying that that guy with the bald head is her father. The reason why they're putting these two together is because on social media, which I went through all their social media accounts, Katie's father does look like he has a bald head, but it's hard to look at the face of the video. You guys saw the video of me, the raw video. So you can't make out the face of him. So some people are saying, oh, that has to be Katie's father. Look, this video also shows Nolan walking with Katie. It's got to be it. Katie is probably in the water while Nolan's bending over. We don't know what Nolan's doing. If this is even Nolan, we don't know if he's getting on the boat, getting off the boat, getting in the water. We don't know. Okay. We just see what we see right there from that full image. Now, I don't know if this is Katie's father. I have no idea whatsoever. Now, the thing is, if it is Katie's father, the thing is it contradicts what was said originally about how Katie even got back home in the first place. So let me show you what Katie's sister posted. A lot of people are running with the narrative that this is Katie's mom. This is not Katie's mom. This is Katie's sister. Now, doing my background reports on these individuals, it looks like Katie's real mother passed away. I think from cancer. I'm not sure. My condolences go out to that family, but it looks like the real mother passed away, if that's the case. And her dad is with a new woman. But here is a post from Katie's sister. Now, here's a post that her sister made a little after this happened. She said, Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out in. Katie made it home because she was on another boat and with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. Me and my family have talked, called, and are sending up prayers to bring Nolan home. We have given all the answers we can give to his mom and authorities. So she's saying they have spoke with authorities, right? That's what she's saying. And she also said that her brother and sister-in-law went and got her. All right. And she also said Katie made it home because she was on another boat and with different people. Now, here's the thing. Some people were taking this and kind of twisting it around. Some people were saying that Katie had to call her dad and her dad came and got her. Some people were saying all kind of things. And some people said that the brother and sister-in-law went and took a boat and got her. But if you really read this, it looks like Katie made it home because she was on another boat with different people. Okay. Now she doesn't say who the people are. Then she says Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Now she's not saying from where. She's not saying if the brother and sister-in-law went to Horn Island and got her. She's not saying if Katie made it from Horn Island back to, Biloxi or back to the mainland, and then the brother and sister got her from the mainland. So there is a lot of confusion that I saw people running with the narrative that she called somebody that came and got her from Horn Island. This right here doesn't say that. What it's saying that she was on the boat with other people. Now, I tried looking through all types of social media. I tried going through pictures. I tried going through records. I tried to see that boat that some people are saying that was Katie's dad and that's his boat. A lot of people, when they own boats, they have pictures of it. They have videos of them in the boat. I know a lot of boat owners, okay? And this is what they do. They have videos of them in the boat. They have pictures of them fishing, And when you go through the social medias, I don't see that boat at all. Now, I do see a boat. I do see jet skis, but none of them match the boat that if that's Nolan and he's on the edge of that boat, none of them match that boat whatsoever. Totally two different boats. All right. There's one that says daddy on it. Is very distinguished. So you can easily spot that one. So what I have seen, I haven't seen no boats that match him, on any social media. So I don't know where some people got this information from, that this is his boat. He owned the boat. I don't know if somebody made up a lie and was running with it. That part I don't know because I can't officially find proof of that. All we do know is if this is Nolan, who are those individuals? There is no proof that that's Katie's dad. We don't know who the two people are in the front. We don't know. Now, the one thing I did find that I think a lot of people maybe overlooked, because I overlooked this too, because you always see the cropped image of this. So I found the full image of this, and there's something I want to show you guys here. Now, look closely at these two images. Before, I showed you this image, but the whole image was not really clear because people crop it out. People pretty much crop it out right in the half of this gentleman right here, okay? So if you look, you can see this guy on the left-hand side. He looks like he laughed, spits beer all over his chest, right? He's got the Michelob in his hand. So we know that's the same guy right here with the Michelob in his hand. We know it's the same guy. But then if you look in the background over his shoulder. See the gentleman with the white hat and glasses? Is it possible that that's the same gentleman that's all the way to the left over here with the hat and glasses? Is it possible? Now, the one thing I do notice is it looks like he's wearing the same colored shorts as Nolan in the image to the right. It looks like it. But then the image over here, the shorts are kind of like orangish, peachyish color. All right. Now, it could be two different people. It could be. We don't know. But is it possible this is the same guy? Is it possible this is Nolan's friend? Because everything else looks the same. It kind of matches. And if this is Nolan's friend, I mean, it's possible he could have changed shorts, right? Like those ones got wet. He didn't want to walk around in wet shorts. It's possible, right? So if these shorts did get wet, then these two pictures, that means that they are on totally different boats. He's on a separate boat back there. And Nolan's taking a picture on a boat that we see with his other friend. It looks so. If this is true, is it possible that he was just jumping from boat to boat? Knowing people? Is it possible? Because we have the picture, if that's Nolan, on a totally different boat than what these boats are. So these are three different boats right here. That's if this guy all the way in the back is the same individual in the group picture. Now, is that really Nolan that's on the boat? There has been no proof as of yet that that is Nolan. All we know is the shorts match, resembles the same color. We don't even know if that picture or video is from 4th of July. It looks like it could be. You see everybody with American flags, beers in their hand. So it looked like it possibly could be. But we don't know what time it is. We don't know if that's 12 afternoon, because we know the boat got to the island, I think, a little bit after 11. So we don't know if that's when the boat arrived. We don't know a lot of anything. So you have a lot of people trying to put these pictures together, and some people are just running with a narrative. Now, we don't know who owns the boat. We don't know who that other guy is in the boat so far. And from what I've done with my investigative work, I have not been able to connect that boat back to Katie and her family. Okay. I'm not saying there's no connection, but I'm saying I haven't been able to connect it back to Katie and her family because everything I've seen shows a totally different boat. And I did show you the post that her sister made, and I could see where some confusion came with that, because some people look like they might have taken those words and twisted it. Because even I was like, hold on. So, because some people are saying Katie called her mom, then the mom can't pick the boat. And I'm thinking like, well, there's no cell phone service on the island. So how could she even call her mom? And, I had a comment say, well, it could have been satellite phone, which is true. But now come to find out, no, that's not what happened. She was on a boat with other people, and then her a brother-in-law or a brother and sister-in-law, whatever, then came and picked her up. We just don't know if it's from the docks, a private house, or anything. All those boats that are also in this picture or video, we don't know if any of those boats are the friends' boats, the kids' boats. We don't know. But I figured I would bring this up to you because there's even still more questions and what's going on with Nolan. But I am trying to debunk things for you. I'm trying to prove what's fact and what's right for you because some people just aren't doing it. So I'm going to try and do that for you. And I still don't know exactly, if there's foul play, if there isn't. I mean, really, nobody knows except for the people that are possibly doing this medical examination or the investigators who are investigating everybody. Far as my knowledge, when yesterday I found out there was over 60 interviews conducted. 60. So we don't know if all 60 of the descriptions match or what the statements match. We don't know so far. There's cases, guys, where, and I know we want everything so fast, but there's cases of people who didn't get arrested until 3 months later, 4 months, 5 months later, sometimes even a year and a half later. Now, I have done some research because I was curious on this. I looked up to see, have people died around Horn Island. Just last year, actually, there was a person who did pass away, last year at Horn Island. And his name was, let me bring it up for you. His name was Jordan King. He was 29 years old, and this happened literally almost a year ago, August of 2025. Now, his death wasn't drowning. His death was a little different. He actually jumped off the boat into the water and died that way because the area that he jumped off into was, I guess, shallow and he didn't know it. So when he jumped off to the boat into the water, I guess he hit a sandbank or hit the bottom, and then his body came back up, passed away. His cause of death was acute swimming related medical accident is what they called it. They didn't say drowning because he didn't technically drown. He technically died before, he even got a chance to drown, unfortunately. So rest in peace to Jordan King. There's been a couple others in that area due to drowning. I mean, he's not the only one. Now we do know that Nolan's body was found on Dog Keys Pass. Officer Stephen Bond in 2009-2010, Stephen Bond, an off-duty Offsprings police officer, went missing after his 21-foot vessel capsized in Dog Keys Pass during a severe storm, roughly a mile off Horn Island. His death was ruled an accidental drowning due to the intense currents of the Gulf. His remains were not recovered until 8 months later, guys. 8 months later, his remains washed ashore on Chandelier Island in Louisiana. So I did look up when a person drowns, you sink to the bottom, but then your body has gases and stuff like that. When your body starts to release these gases, your body starts getting bloated and starts pretty much acting like a balloon in the water, and then starts rising back up to the top. Now, I did read that can take 2 to 3 days for that to happen. So this did happen on July 4th, and they found him July 6th. So it could be about that time. And then from all the reports I did read, they said that the current around Dogs Pass is actually no joke, is what people I keep seeing this.
Melissa Miller was at Horn Island on the 4th. She says there were hundreds of boaters there for the holiday.
It's just a big community. Everyone goes out there and, has a good time.
She also says it's normal to leave cell phones on boats and that currents at the northwest corner of the island can be treacherous.
Like, you can go out there just innocently, and next thing you know, the water's, like kind of sucking you in, throwing you back out.
After speaking with one of the friends on the boat, Nolan's concerned mother reported him missing to police.
Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing last seen at 3 on Horn Island.
His body was found on July 6th. His mother struggling as she plans his funeral, posting on Facebook,
"This loss, this grief, this pain It's different. It's insurmountable.
I don't know how many of you guys been in the water, especially the ocean, when there's tides and rip tides and things like that. I don't know if you guys, the best way that I could describe it is this. Imagine being in the water, okay? And even if your head's above the water goes to your chest. See how the people in the video, their head was, the water is at their chest? And then all of a sudden, let's just say somebody, and you're standing on sand, and let's just say somebody takes the sand just from underneath your feet, and you can sometimes never come back up. That is the best way I can describe a rip current, because some people are wondering, like, how can this happen, even if you're a strong swimmer? I can swim pretty good. I consider myself a strong swimmer. I grew up in California, Los Angeles. I used to go to the beach a lot. And out there in the Pacific Ocean, you do have a lot of high waves. You have a lot of that stuff. It's actually a little more dangerous over there than it is over here in Florida, okay? So over there, we had to learn these things. And I do realize, because I've actually felt one before, and I thought I was going to be gone, okay? Luckily I had a bodyboard, I think it was. I had a bodyboard. You can attach a bodyboard to your wrist or ankle. So I was able, because of that string, pull up onto the bodyboard. But if it wasn't for that, who knows what would have happened. But that's the best way I describe it. It's like being in the water. You're walking on water. You got the sand, and the water could be here. It could be to your waist. It could be whatever. And all of a sudden somebody takes the sand from you, and you kind of just get sucked in. And if you get sucked in the wrong way and it's too strong and you get water in you, yes, it doesn't take long for a person to drown. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened, but what I'm saying is it is a possibility. And I keep preaching this. As an investigative journalist, you have to have your eyes open. You have to look at all possibilities, because if a clue happens from this end, you can't be blind to the fact that, okay, let me look at this clue. Now, I'm not saying there's no foul play, because we're all still waiting here for autopsy results. We're all still waiting here for statements, if they're going to release that. We're all still waiting for a grand jury, because Ben Crump said there's going to be a grand jury. And the reason why there's going to be a grand jury, come to find out, in that county, that is standard procedure. Anytime there is a death that is unrelated or questions, they automatically will go through a grand jury. It makes sense. So out of this grand jury, we don't know if there's going to be charges or no charges, but I guess we'll find out. You guys comment below. Let me know what you think about everything I presented to you today with this new video, pictures, and let me know what you think. All right, comment below where you're watching from. And I'm curious, how long have you been following me and watching me? One person commented the other day, they actually started watching me way back a few years ago, when I actually did a interview on the Matt Cox podcast about my life. And I was like, wow. So they found me through that. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. I am growing so fast. Please join the membership if you can. It helps a lot. Everything goes back towards the channel. Check out the description for anything else. And please take care of one another. Love one another. Look out at your surroundings. Watch your surroundings. Until next time, this is Fugitive TV, and I am out.